देवी सर्वभूतेषु इच्छारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. The form of source which is present in all of us in form of the desire, I pray to it, pray to it, and pray to it. The today's topic, of course, we call it, the topic is desire, but real name of the topic should be handling desires. How can we handle our desires? There are two things which you have to understand very clearly, that the moment desires are born in ourselves, what starts happening? You start happening to live in challenges. And our feelings, our emotions are in the center of desire and challenges. These feelings are being continuously attacked by desire also and by challenges also. So these three aspects of life does not allow us to remain in calm, in peace to ourselves. Now, very important question which is being asked everywhere and every day, whether we should have desires or not. Number two, if we have desires, what shall we do with it? We should try to stop them, try to deny the desires that I have it, or try to fulfill it. The whole world, the earth, the planets, every creation is there in your service. I will say, use everything what you have. And now, coming to desires, they are very strange and present in every human being. And when you try to deny them, they become stronger. When you try to leave them, they come back to you again and again and again. Then what shall we do? Though the spiritual development says that you must leave your desires, but it gives you two options. Number one, if you can leave the desire by itself, do it, live it by saying that I don't want to have this. But if it comes back to you again and you are not able to leave it, then it says, specific Tantra wisdom says, fulfill your desires. When you fulfill them a little more than needed, they do not disturb you anymore. And they do not provide you the challenges in the life. And when there is no challenges in the life, life becomes beautiful by itself. So what we have to understand, that desires, presence of desires in us is natural. Okay, it is very natural that desires are present in you. But what is difficult, that your desires keep changing. You know why? You have got a desire to become an actress, a marketing manager in a big company. And the moment you are able to become one, what happens? your desire should finish there, but it doesn't finish. The fulfilling of one desire creates several other desires in you. This is not good. Having desires is not a bad thing. Having desires is a good thing, but fulfilling one desire and then you start creating million desires by fulfilling one desire is not desirable. Okay? And whatever you try to do, when they get created, they remains in you. And if you try to suppress them, then they become stronger. And therefore, whatever desire you have, try to fulfill it with the help of unconditional love. I always say that unconditional love is the remedy of everything in your life. Even managing your desires. And what is unconditional love? In managing desires. In unconditional love, I said that you accept your partner as he or she is. Here, what you do, you accept your desires as they are. Okay. Embrace them. Let them be with you. Fulfill them. And try to remain unattached. When you start doing unconditional love to anyone, to anything, to any thoughts, what changes you experience in you, you know that it is living with you. But still you are unaffected by it. Now, on the path of spirituality, I always say that desires are hurdles. Then how are they good? And I still say that desires are hurdles. But if you try to leave them and they become stronger, they are more hurdles. So, to any person who is initiated, my suggestion is always like this, that whatever your desires are, try once to leave them. And if you are not able to leave, try to live with that desires. There are some desires of, you like the taste of something. Okay. Somebody likes Coca-Cola. Somebody likes fast food. Somebody likes to live nicely with their life partners. All these desires are very good. And then one very strong desire, I tell you, as you have rightly said, a desire to attain enlightenment. And that is the final desire a person has to leave before they get enlightened. Now, there are certain other desires also. There was a very simple question asked by someone to me long ago, but since it is relevant, I can tell you here. He says, Guruji, I want you to perform a ritual for my family so that all my family members live in harmony, live peacefully, live in prosperity, and we all become happy. And then after some time he comes and says, oh my God, Guruji, I had this desire. Is it good or bad? If you have this desire, forget about whether it is good or bad. You must try to do it. And then I said it is a good desire, because if you want to go on the path of spirituality, there are only two possible things. One, you leave your family and go in the forest, live in Himalayas, where you do not meet any human being, and then this desire is not good for you. If you can do that, then this desire is not good for you. But if you want to remain spiritual and also want to remain in your family, want to call your boyfriend every morning, afternoon, and in the evening, then this desire is very good. Why it is good? Because when your family members will become happy, they will not disturb you a lot. There would be less disturbances from them. When you are happy, you try to remain calm. And when everything what your family desires they get, you will have enough time for yourself to practice your meditation, to practice your yoga, to practice your spiritual things. Otherwise, what will happen? That you are planning something, and in between somebody will come, Mom, I need some food. And then what you have to do? Every day I see these days, the moment someone tries to be with me and you want to start some practice, they say, Guruji, can you stop in between for about 30 minutes? I said, yes, but why? I have to feed my daughter. Feeding daughter is definitely good. And you must feed her before doing any spiritual work. Taking care of your children shall be your first priority as long as you are living with them. Do not consider this as a desire which is coming on the way of not making you reach the spiritual achievement. Many people who has reached the spiritual achievement, they were always busy. And many of them who left the world and remained alone, thinking that this is the way to attain the enlightenment, they could not. And why they could not? Because they remained in the ego that I have left the whole world. What is the biggest thing what stops you reaching the enlightenment is our ego. Is our emotions. Is the feelings which I have said you here, the desire and challenges, they keep your emotions always strong. The emotion of fear, hatred, shame, anger, and illusionary love are the emotions which, when you try to leave the world, when you try to attain something very big and are able to attain it, then that ego remains with you of achieving something. Of achieving something. I have got my first grade in school, in colleges, in university. I'm very strong, can earn millions of dollars in 2 seconds. All these are the achievements which produce a great ego in us. And little ego is necessary. There is a saying that excess of anything is bad. And here I want to say that this saying is perfectly right. Excess of ego is bad. Excess of desire is bad. Excess of attachment is bad. Excess of anything is not in the positive direction. But if you have some desires and you want to deny that, no, 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 I don't have any desire, that also creates an ego in us. So the only way to fight the desire, I will not call, this is the wrong word I am calling, it's not fight, it is managing the desire. The only way by which you can manage your desires is loving them unconditionally. Making your efforts to fulfill them, and when you are able to fulfill them and you are not attached, fulfilling of the desire will not bring ego in you. And that is the best thing what can happen to you. Second thing, what you have to take care, that when you are attached to a desire and you are able to fulfill it, it brings ego in you, and it also brings 3-4 more desires in you. I have been able to attain this 2 millions for Guru Dham or for XYZ. Then the moment you are able to attain it and you are attached to it, if you are not attached to it, you can make another goal of 10 million, but it will not be a challenge for you. When desires are met with challenges, when desires are desires, they are not harmful to human being, they are not harmful to spirituality at all. If you have got a desire to take care of a child, fine. If you have got a desire that your family should be very nice, fine. If you have got a desire that you should be a rich person, it's fine. Problem starts when you connect this desire with a challenge. Then what happens? Then emotions gets born. And these emotions creates a very big ego to you. And that ego does not allow you to move on the spiritual path and to reach your goal. There are other things also that you have to analyze, realize whether this is a desire or soul calling. Maybe you have the biggest desire, what you can have is the desire of enlightenment. And this is soul calling, because soul want to attain enlightenment. Soul want that you must be able to identify your own self, your higher self. So soul calling is a good thing. You don't have to worry about, and you don't have to leave it. What you have to leave before enlightenment is the desire to attain enlightenment, and not soul calling. If your soul is calling that you need enlightenment, what you think you are not. I am trying to tell you exactly what you are. That is soul calling, and that you don't need to leave at any moment. And leaving means fulfill them and do not get attached with them. Is living for me. Not that you do not bring anything in you, and though it is there in mind, because mind is such a beautiful thing that you cannot stop thinking in the normal course, unless of course your spiritual development is so high that your whole concentration goes only on one thing. Till that time, you cannot stop thinking. And if you cannot stop thinking, denying it, not going to help. What is going to help is fulfilling them and not being attached to them. Fulfill all your things, live your life, live nicely, eat good, sleep well, do everything you want to do, enjoy everything you want to enjoy, but do not allow desire to marry with challenges. The moment desires and challenges gets married, okay, feelings gets born. Feelings is a child of desires and challenges marrying. And then the real problem starts. If you want, whatever you want, fulfill it, but love it unconditionally. Do not get very much attached to it, so that when you are able to achieve it, an ego gets born, and when an ego gets born, 3 more desires, 4 more desires, 10 more desires gets born. Make your targets. Try to fulfill them. If you are not able to fulfill them, do not become sad. And when you are not attached, you will not become sad. And when you are not attached, you will not become happy. You will always be in bliss, and that is what your soul is calling for. I wish that every one of us attending this program and watching this program later be able to understand what unconditional love towards our desires are, and do not fight the desires out. If they are going away from you by themselves, allow them to go. Otherwise, fulfill them without being involved to them. And enjoy your life to the fullest, and also attain enlightenment. That is what our goal should be, and that is what your goal should be, and you must be able to attain that. That is my internal wish and blessings. Thank you so much.